I am so excited to finally say it's time to build up my new bike. So, as you've probably already guessed, this video is going to be slightly different to the norm, and I have a new bike, as mentioned, that needs building up. All of the parts have finally arrived, and what I thought I would do is I would document this build, show you some of the really cool parts that's going to go on this bike, and then hopefully by the end of it we'll have a fully functioning bike. So, without further ado, let's crack on and let's unbox this frame. So, as you can see, I wasn't joking in the fact that it's a very orange hardtail. Like I said before, it's an orange P7 steel hardtail. I've always wanted one of these. Literally bought the frame and all the parts, so I have pretty much everything to do. The only thing that I've already done is I've got the headset fitted. I think the blue looks very nice, contrasting with the orange. So, I think without any further ado, let's get some of these parts that are on the floor down beneath me and begin to build it up. Obviously, you can't start a build or any bike work without a cup of coffee first. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is probably one of the scarier jobs, and that's to cut the steerer tube length on my fork to the right length. So I'll need to get the forks out, bearings for the headset, any spacers that I'm going to use, and the stem. So let's get on with the job. They look pretty good. Not the official tool, but it works just as well. Okay, so bag of spacers sorted. Some nice blue hoop stem. Told you there'd be more blue. So typically I run 3 spacers underneath the stem and then 1 on top with the top cap. So yeah, we'll measure it up and get that sorted. Alright, so I think that looks quite nice with the blue, personally. So I've got my headset set up, that's nice. Obviously forks in, so I just need to make a mark slightly lower than that. What was the saying? Cut twice, measure once? No, that doesn't sound right. Measure twice, cut once. Let's try and remember that one. Now I've got to line it back up in the vise. That's easy to get out. Right, moment of truth. Well, no going back now. It's a very expensive mistake, if this hasn't worked well. Get the space under there first. Bob on, perfect. Okay, so pretty happy with that so far. I think what we'll do now is we'll cue the time lapse and let's get a few more bits and pieces added onto the bike. Okay, so quick update. I've managed, obviously you know about the forks. I've also now managed to get the bottom bracket, which incidentally is blue. And the cranks, obviously, I've also now got the rear mech on. So debating now, I think I might try and get the brakes on. I have decided that I will go tubeless on this bike, and I've never done that before, so this could be fun. The wheels that I have bought, they're all set up ready for tubeless. They've already got lots of rim tape and stuff on them, etc. They've also provided me with the valves, so I'm hoping it'll be fairly simple, but could also be quite messy. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to put the handlebars on, put the brakes on, and then I'll crack on with the wheels and tyres. Okay, so I've just watched a video from Hunt, in fact, and it seems relatively simple, so I'm going to give it a go, yeah, we'll see how messy it can get. Well, got the valve in so far, that seems relatively straightforward. Right. Obviously, you've got to make sure that you get the tyre logo lined up. I mean, I have no idea what PSI is in that. Not too bad. Feels alright. That seemed a bit too easy. Next. So one thing I realised late in the build over the weekend is the front brake caliper isn't quite mounted as it should. That's not covering the disc as it should do. But so I've clearly bought the wrong brake mount. I've ordered the correct one, well hopefully the correct one, and that should be with me in a couple of days. So once that's in, I'll get that refitted. Good news, finally got the parts for the front brake. So obviously, as I mentioned before, that's sitting above the disc, which is not ideal. That's not going to help me brake at all. So hopefully rectify that, and let's get this part fitted. Success. Right, so finally updated that, and that now looks much better. Still need to line it up. Obviously it's rubbing on the disc at the minute, but that's much better. One more thing ticked off the list, and now on to the next thing. Okay, so getting there. I've got the chain on, although I'm not quite sure I've got the right length, but we'll test it out. But there's the oval chainring, and here comes the favourite bit. So as you can probably tell, it's another day. I have one more job left to do, two more jobs technically, but mainly the brakes, which involves cutting down these cables, which yeah, is going to be fun because I've never done it before, so let's see how it goes. Okay, so my new orange P7 is finally ready. Check this out. How epic does that look? Okay, so I'm slightly biased because that is my new bike, but I really can't wait to ride it. I was hoping to be able to jump on the kind of local trails today, just try and get it sort of bedded in and set in as a first ride, but that's not happening. The lights come down already, and I'd rather not do that in the dark. So I think we'll try and plan a ride for tomorrow, and like I say, just head down to the local trails, get that dialed in, and see what it's like to ride. Hope you've really enjoyed this video. I know it's been slightly different. It's not been a riding one. I obviously tried to build my new bike. Next video that's coming up will be first ride on that, and I can't wait to show you guys and share the fun that I'm going to have on this bike. I've got plenty of rides planned, and we'll see you on the trails.
So the things that make up a good hiker is obviously appropriate clothing and walking boots, and the great outdoors.